Hard to find a better place to spend 4th of July weekend.
As America celebrates its 250th birthday, we also celebrate the timeless tradition of Major League Baseball. Tonight, an NL East showdown takes center stage.
Olsen annihilates this thing.
As Matt Olson and the Braves are determined to extend their division lead before the All-Star break. But Juan Soto and the Mets stand in their way.
Onto the track, he's at the wall, gone! Juan Soto goes deep.
Mets, Braves, starts now.
On America 250, we welcome you to Atlanta. Baseball night in America on Fox from Truist Park, second of a 4-game series. The Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a great 4th of July. On this hot Saturday evening in Atlanta, Kenny Albert along with AJ Pierzynski. For those of you expecting the Cubs and the Cardinals, they are in a rain delay. We will get you there once they are underway. Atlanta Braves, AJ, first place in the National League East, 5-3 victory over the Mets last night with All-Star, once again, Matt Olson leading the way.
Matt Olson leads his team in home runs and RBIs, and there's a reason why he's going to Philadelphia. He's a great first baseman, hits with power, and he plays every day. He's played in almost 900 consecutive games, but he is the one constant in their lineup with all the other injuries they've had. Ronald Acuna out, Drake Baldwin out, but here he is, Matt Olson, hits in the middle of the lineup, and last night with the 2 home runs powered them to the big win against their division rivals, the Mets.
One of 5 Braves heading to the All-Star game in Philadelphia. Chris Sale on the mound tonight, a 10-time All-Star. You know him very well, teammates with the Chicago White Sox for 3 seasons.
Yes, Chris Sale is going to be in Cooperstown one day, and he deserves to be in Philadelphia again. His ERA is in the low 2s. His record isn't even great because in June, they scored 0 runs for him. He had no run support in the month of June. He's still pitching great. He still has one of the best fastballs and slider combos in all of Major League Baseball, one of the toughest lefties going. And like I said, one day we'll see him in Cooperstown.
On the other side, New York Mets having a disappointing season, last place in the division, but one constant has been Juan Soto. He will be in Philadelphia representing the Mets in the All-Star game.
And well-deserved for Juan Soto. Listen, you can say whatever you want about where the Mets are in the standings and how their record's been, new manager and all that. But Juan Soto, first in OBP, first in OPS, second in slug. He is the guy in the Mets lineup that has been there for him all year. He's done damage. The record isn't where it's supposed to be, but Juan Soto's going to the All-Star game, and that's where he ends up every single year.
When the Mets and Braves get together on the 4th of July in Atlanta, you never know what's going to happen. Much more on that later. Braves Mets next. Baseball night in America on Fox.
Blackstone with free assembly and delivery.
Welcome back to Baseball Night in America on Fox from Atlanta on the 4th of July. Second of a 4-game wraparound series. Braves took the opener last night by the score of 5-3. Mets getting set to play their 8th game under interim manager Andy Green. Walt Weiss and the Braves 51-35 atop the National League East. Mets have gone 2-5, AJ, over the last week since Green replaced Carlos Mendoza. For the Mets tonight against Chris Sale, Francisco Lindor will lead off, followed by Juan Soto. Bo Bichette bats third. Mark Vientos in the cleanup spot. Eric Wagaman, Francisco Alvarez. Bottom of the order, Carson Bench, Tyrone Taylor, and Brett Beatty. There's the New York native, Walt Weiss. Grew up a Yankees fan in Suffern, New York. First season as the Braves skipper. Tonight's home run odds available now on FanDuel. Juan Soto went deep last night. The Braves had only 5 hits, AJ, but 4 left the ballpark.
Being efficient, Kenny. If you're going to hit, if you're only going to get 5 hits and 4 of them better be home runs. Their pitching was great again last night. And the Mets just seem to, we're going to go over this a lot, but they just seem to find ways to not win games.
Braves take the field here in Atlanta. They will send 5 players to the All-Star game in Philadelphia, just announced over the last half hour on Fox, including tonight's starting pitcher, the 36-year-old left-hander, Chris Sale. There's Ozzie Albies, another All-Star. Sale comes in with a record of 8-6, but as you alluded to, not much run support. Terrific earned run average, 4th in all of baseball.
Well, he was 0-3 in June with a 2.35 ERA, so not much off of his season numbers, and he's been fantastic since he's got to Atlanta. He's really a fastball slider guy, sinker very rare, changeup very rare. He comes at you with deception, he comes at you with an awkward arm angle, and he comes at you spitting mad because he is aggressive in the strike zone. He wants to get everybody out, and when he doesn't, he just gets more angry, Kenny. And when he does that, it can be really tough on these hitters.
Our Fisher Investments player profile won the pitching Triple Crown and the National League Cy Young and the Comeback Player of the Year and the Gold Glove Award in 2024. Now a 10-time All-Star, won a World Series with the Red Sox. First-round pick, 13th overall by the White Sox in 2010. And 2 months after he was drafted, he threw his first major league pitch with you behind the plate.
Yeah, I remember it well. I remember we drafted him out of, the White Sox drafted him out of Florida Gulf Coast down in Fort Myers, Florida. And they said, we got a special guy. And we thought he was going to be special. And then we realized he's in the big leagues in 2 months, Kenny, and he hasn't gone down since. 10-time All-Star in 15 seasons. When Chris Sale is healthy, he goes to the All-Star game.
He's 2-0 in 5 career starts against the New York Mets. But one player that has had success against Sale is Francisco Lindor, who leads off for the Mets here in Atlanta. 368 batting average against Sale. That's first among active players on an 83-degree evening. Away we go. First pitch from Sale is in for a called strike to Lindor, 0-1.
That's what Chris Sale does. He attacks early in the strike zone. 97. For his age and the mileage on his arm, he still has the velo in the tank.
Lindor 1 for 5 in last night's game. Lindor missed a couple of months with a calf strain. He'll be followed by Soto and Bichette for New York here in the top of the first inning. Here's Mateo across to Olsen to retire Lindor, 1 away. Defensively for the Braves, Olsen, Albies, Mateo, and Riley around the infield. Dubon, Harris, White from left to right of the outfield, and the battery of Sale and Barton. You can hear the boos as Juan Soto steps in a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning last night. And Soto takes a called strike from Sale, 0-1. He's 1 for 11 lifetime, AJ, against Chris Sale. That one hit was a home run.
Well, there's a lot of lefties in baseball that can say that haven't had much success against Chris Sale with his angle that he throws from. It is very awkward. And Chris Sale gets jacked up a little bit for the best hitters in baseball. You saw 99 right there, his hardest pitch so far. It's not easy. I got to catch Chris Sale, then I got to face Chris Sale. It's a lot more fun to catch him.
I'm sure. Soto with a base hit into left field. One out base runner for the Mets here in the top of the first. Do you remember what advice you gave Sale when he made his major league debut back in August of 2010?
No, because I barely had even talked to him before he came into the game, but this is Juan Soto just being awesome at hitting. Just a fastball down and away, 96 left on left, and just lashes it to left field for a knock. I just remember they're saying, we're calling Chris Sale up, and I'm thinking, really? And they brought him in. I believe it was a tie game or it was a close game in Baltimore, and he didn't fare so well. But I felt a little bad because he never got to throw that slider. I didn't know what we had in that slider either.
Faced only 2 batters in his major league debut out of the pen. Bichette. Olsen makes the play at first, throw to second. Double play, and that will do it for the Mets. Here in the top of the first inning, an 8-pitch first for Chris Sale. Bottom of the first in Atlanta. Braves with a record of 51-35. Mauricio Dubon will lead off, followed by Drake Baldwin. Ozzie Albies bats third. Matt Olson in the cleanup spot. Then Austin Riley, Michael Harris. Bottom of the order, Eli White, Joey Bart, Jorge Mateo. As the Braves get set to face 34-year-old left-hander Sean Manaea. His 5th start of the season. Made 14 appearances out of the pen.
Well, he has been better as a starter, believe it or not, with those numbers. And one thing to look for Manaea, if his delivery looks familiar, it's because he modeled it after his opposing pitcher, Chris Sale. 4-seam, sweeper, sinker, really are his main arsenal. His velo's back up a little bit. It was down in the 8s, in the 80s, 88s, 89s, but it's up 91 to 94. If he's going to be effective, get ahead in the count, keep these Atlanta Braves hitters off balance.
He's facing Atlanta for the 5th time in his career. Prior to tonight, one appearance against the Braves with the A's, one with the Padres, one with the Giants, and one with the Mets. Called strike now, 2-2 on Dubon. Manaea faced Atlanta on the 13th of June at Citi Field. Went 6 innings in a 3-1 defeat. Fouled off to the right side. So the count remains 2-2. Dubon leading off for the Braves here in the bottom of the first inning.
He pitched well against the Braves, though, in that start. He didn't get the win, but he did pitch well.
He did. Allowed only 4 hits in 6 innings, 2 runs.
What he did is he threw them a ton of sweepers in that game, a ton of the breaking ball, trying to keep the Braves off balance. 33 of his pitches that night were sweepers.
Here's the second baseman, Beatty. And Dubon is retired, 1 away.
Well, here's Chris Sale's delivery. You see he's low 3/4 at most in the sink, in the crossfire that he throws with. And then here's Sean Manaea. Very similar, Kenny. Very similar deliveries, very similar where they step. And you might say, well, why is that? Sean Manaea changed his entire pitching motion to mimic Chris Sale.
Drake Baldwin, first pitch. Deep left field on the warning track. Juan Soto makes the catch. Now 2 out.
And that was 2 years ago in 24 when the Mets made the run. They beat the Phillies in the postseason, made a run to the NLCS. And Manaea was really good for him, and he did it on a whim. He woke up one day and said, I'm going to try something. And he went in the bullpen and started crossfiring, had tremendous success. The Mets re-signed him. The success hasn't maintained, but Chris Sale is the reason why Sean Manaea throws like this.
Strike 1 to Albie. So how much Sale film do you think he's watched over the last couple of years?
What's amazing to me is he did it in the bullpen, and then the next start he went out and did it and had success. No bullpens, no practice, no anything. He's just said, I'm going to try this. And 2 days later, he went out and did it, and he went on a great run for the Mets, as did the team.
He won 12 games in 2024, matching his career high. Long run for Soto. It drops in. Albies in at second. Albies loves hitting on the 4th of July. His career numbers, batting over 400 with 3 home runs.
Well, he's also tremendous as a right-handed hitter on a switch hitter. He's much better as a right-handed hitter, but he gets a little sweeper right there from Chaminade and kind of just throws it down the left field line and gets into scoring position here with 2 outs for the Braves.
So here's Matt Olson. You talked about him during our opening segment. A couple of home runs last night, leading the Braves in home runs, runs batted in, playing in his 869th consecutive game.
He's only got, what, 2,000 more to go to catch Cal?
He's the active leader. And to put it in perspective, number 2 on the active list, Pete Alonso at 505, nearly 400 games behind that Olsen streak. Nobody else with more than 250 consecutive games.
Well, when people talk about the untouchable records in Major League Baseball, with the way people are given days off, and you see a little sweeper here that Olsen lays off, the way people are load managing and all that stuff, Cal Ripken's streak's never going to be touched.
It would certainly be shocking at this point. Streak started May of 2021. He has not missed a game since. Manaya strikes out Olsen to end the inning. Braves strand a runner on second as we head to the second.
People do anything to make their beer cold.
Tonight's telecast on Fox is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. A grand slam for your budget. Kenny Albert, A.J. Pierzynski in Atlanta. Mark Vientos leading off for the Mets here in the top of the second inning against Chris Sale. Vientos in the cleanup spot. No hits in his last 14 at bats. And 0 for 3 lifetime against Sale. Down the right field line, a long foul. 0-2.
Well, this is a guy the Mets were counting on to take over for. You mentioned Pete Alonso last thing in his consecutive game streak. Him and Jorge Polanco were supposed to kind of take the first base reins and run with it. And with Polanco missing so much time, Kenny, and now Vientos not doing what they thought he would do, just one of many reasons why the Mets are in last place.
Sale missing high with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vientos leading off for the Mets, top of the second inning. And Vientos down on strikes. First strikeout for Sale tonight, and the 500th of his career with the Atlanta Braves. AJ, you referred to some of the Mets' injury issues that have plagued them all season long.
Yes, this is an unbelievable list here. Marcus Semien, Luis Robert, Jorge Polanco, and then Clay Holmes. That one, that's the one. The way their pitching has been, that one hurts. Because he was having a tremendous start to the season, but it's just one thing after another for this Mets team, and that led to obviously Carlos Mendoza, their manager, being let go, and Andy Green taking over. Just nothing has gone right.
Green spends 4 seasons as San Diego Padres skipper, 2016 through 19. The 0-2 to Eric Wagaman.
Something to watch for Kenny, for people at home. Watch Sale's velocity. He'll throw 93, 94 early in a count, and then he'll hump one up 97, and then when he really needs it, you'll see 98, 99. He changes velocity on that fastball. He's learned that over the years. Used to be full effort all the time.
Come out.
Now the 2-2 to Wagaman. Count is full.
2.
Here's the sweeper slider from Chris Sale, who's always been able to control that and get strikes with it, both sides of the plate.
Payoff pitch, and Wagaman fouls it off to the right side. For those of you expecting the Cubs and Cardinals, they are in a rain delay. At the moment, scheduled to start at 9:05 Eastern.
All 4.
Sale missing away, so Wagaman draws a 1-out walk after falling behind in the count, 0-2. Well, the Mets made some major changes during the offseason. We've discussed the injuries. Lindor missed a couple of months. 12-game losing streak back in April. They made the managerial change last week.
All.
There's Andy Green, who was and still is the Mets Senior Vice President of Baseball Development. The 1-0 to Alvarez, swinging a miss, 1-1.
That just goes to show you, everyone talks about the Mets and their payroll and how much their payroll is and their stars. If it doesn't work, Kenny, it doesn't work. In the last 13 games, it has not worked, and pretty much the whole year it hasn't.
We met with Andy Green prior to the game and asked him
1-2.
for his thoughts after spending the last week in the dugout. He said it's a talented group, but they haven't been able to string it together consistently all season.
When they hit, they haven't pitched, and when they pitch, they haven't hit. And that's the most frustrating part. Anytime as a player when they don't go together. There's no doubt it's a talented roster and it's a talented team. Any team that starts off with Lindor and Soto and Bichette as your first 3 hitters. There's some talent on this team. It just hasn't worked, and for whatever reason, Carlos Mendoza was let go. Andy Green was brought in. That hasn't changed anything.
Here's Albies for the second, out to first, double play. The second in 2 innings, turned by the Braves.
Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan the QR code to visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Austin Riley leading off for the Braves. Again, Sean Manaea here in the bottom of the second inning. AJ, your closet is now down 1 Brzezinski White Sox jersey.
It is.
Following the trip to Rome over the last week, it is now in the possession of the Pope.
Yeah, what an opportunity, Kenny, I was given to go meet Pope Leo the 14th over in the Vatican last week, and there's a picture of me meeting him, and he's a huge White Sox fan. For people that don't know, I gave him a jersey signed by me, which he probably threw in the garbage, which is fine. But then I also gave him the last out from game 1.
On one hop, Harris grounds out to Beatty. Now 2 away.
I gave him the ball from the last out of the 2005 World Series game 1. The game he attended, and he said that meant a lot to him, and he put that in his special collection. So it was an honor to meet him, the Holy Father, someone that was raised Catholic. Kenny, obviously, it's a huge, I don't want to say accomplishment, but a huge achievement, whatever, to meet someone like that. Honor, yes, thank you. And also today is the 1-year anniversary of Bobby Jenks passing away, who was my teammate on that 2005 World Series, and he threw the pitch.
Wow.
For the strikeout for that ball. And somehow Fox and all the camera work and all the great people behind the scenes showed the Pope during that actual at bat. So the ball that I gave him was actually the ball that they showed him, and then the strikeout. So talk about divine intervention. Whatever you believe in, that's your choice, but pretty unbelievable that Fox cuts to the Pope, strikeout. I happen to have the ball. Then I was given the honor to meet the Pope. People said, what are you going to give the Pope? I don't know. He has everything. But I had one thing that he could never get, and he could not have been more grateful. What a great man he was to talk to, and to give time to me and my family was incredible.
And yes, he was in a crowd shot on Fox during that World Series. Our producer tonight, Pete Machesko, was in the truck along with the late, great Bill Webb, who I guess had a premonition.
That's right.
Showed him on television back in 2005.
And then Pope Leo said he was at game 2 also, but they didn't show him.
So he went 1 for 2 as far as crowd shots.
Which I found kind of funny, because the Pope, when you're talking to the Pope, you're thinking you're going to talk about world events, and he wanted to talk White Sox baseball and the 2005 World Series. And when I gave him the ball, he said, well, you have game 2's ball too, because I was at that game also. And I said, no, I don't have that one, because it was a walk-off homer by Scott Pasetnik, so no, I didn't catch that one.
I love the fact that when you mentioned to him that the White Sox were in first place, he said, I know, I'm paying attention. I'm watching some of the games.
I pay attention every game is his exact quote. So White Sox fans, if you're listening, you have a fan in Pope Leo. Not that we didn't know that already.
2-2 the count. Eli White, who was the last player to take Sean Manaea deep back on June 13th at Citi Field. Manaea has faced 78 batters since then without allowing a home run. And White sends this one to deep left field. He does it again off Manaea. Eli White with his 4th home run of the season, and he has now hit the last 2 allowed by Sean Manaea.
Absolutely incredible, Kenny. Talk about announcer's jinx. Divine intervention right there. Eli White, you mentioned Sean Manaea hadn't given up a home run since Eli White. Boom, there he does it again, a little sweeper. Eli White beats it, and then out.
And Joey Bart hit by the pitch, so he will head down to first. That was the 8th pitch of the at-bat to White. 5th home run of the series in 10 innings hit by the Braves.
Ow, that is just a yank slider. What's amazing is you saw Joey Bart hitters, he almost swung at that. He was thinking about going for it, and it hit him in his front leg.
Manaea retired the first 2 Braves in this inning. Riley and Harris on 4 pitches. Taken deep by White. And then he hit Bart. Mateo takes strike 2.
1-2.
1-2 from Anaya, fouled back to the screen. Braves lead 1-0, 2 outs, bottom of the second here in Atlanta.
What an emergency hack right there by Mateo to stay alive. Completely fooled and just slaps at it.
Swing and a miss. So Mateo strikes out. But the Braves strike first. Eli White to deep left. Welcome back. Carson Benz leading off for the Mets. Here in the top of the third against Chris Sale, takes a called strike. Benz with an 8-game hit streak. He's reached base in 15 consecutive games. Bounces this one to the right side. Sale covering. Benz retired. We take you back to August 6th, 2010 with AJ behind the plate. Chris Sale walks Ryan Roberts. Nick Markakis for the base hit to center. And that would do it. Faced 2 batters in his major league debut, and it has been uphill from there.
Yes, it has. And he looked a little bit different, obviously, without the beard. And young Chris Sale, I just remember thinking, this guy was in college less than 2 months ago, and here he is pitching in a playoff chase. We didn't make the playoffs that year, but a playoff chase game. And they bring him in for his major league debut in a tie game.
Taylor pops it up. Into the glove of Albies for out number 2.
And Kenny, think about, people forget Chris Sale was a closer for a while with the White Sox before he became a starter because everybody was worried about him getting hurt. But he was our closer, and he did all right. I'm pretty happy about those numbers.
Pretty good numbers
14-5.
pitching to you.
Yeah, I remember. I've told this story many times on. Chris Sale was pitching in Seattle, and he was on a roll. Man, the White Sox are, he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. We don't want him to get hurt. And they said he has 25 sliders in this game. So I took sunflower seeds and put 25 in my pocket. We're about the 5th inning, and he's dealing. I'm out of sunflower seeds. And I looked at our pitching coach, Don Cooper, and I'm like, what do I do? You're out of seeds. I'm like, I know, but his slider's really good today. I want to win the game. And you get 5 more. You get 5 more, right? So, listen, Chris Sale is going to be in Cooperstown. He deserves it. Incredible guy, incredible pitcher. And what did Walt Weiss say about him? Probably the best.
One of the best big leaguers I've ever been around.
And you know what? He was taught that from Mark Burley. He's passed that down over the years to other people that have played with him. It's just one of those people when you meet him, and I know Chris very well, like proud to call him a friend, still picks up the phone if I call him. Just a good guy. If he wasn't injured for those years, think about what his numbers would be. We'd be talking all-time stuff.
The 0-2 to Beatty. He's down on strike. So the big question, did somebody get you 5 more sunflower seeds, or were you able to handle that count?
I could do that. I could see one hand.
You sure? Mauricio Dubon leading off against Sean Manaea. Bottom of the third in Atlanta. Braves with a 1-0 lead. Dubon grounded out to the second baseman Beatty, his first time up. 0-2 from Minaya. And Vientos takes it to the bag himself to retire Dubon. Well, next Saturday, the Major League Baseball draft is on NBC and Peacock. Then on Monday, July 13th, catch the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on Netflix, followed by Tuesday, July 14th, the All-Star Red Carpet Show on MLB Network, leading up to the All-Star Game on Fox. Drake Baldwin will be the starting catcher for the National League. Flight out to Soto on the warning track. His first time up. Braves sending 5 players to Philadelphia. Tied for the most along with the Phillies and the Dodgers.
And deservedly so. The Braves had the best record in the National League for a long time. Make an argument for all 5 of the Braves players that are going. There's no argument they shouldn't be there.
We were discussing the All-Star Game with Walt Weiss, and he asked you how many you were selected to, and you told the story about one of them back in 2006 that you wound up not playing in because you caught 19 innings on the Sunday?
The Sunday before.
Sunday prior?
Yes, against the Red Sox. Papelbon. Jonathan Papelbon gave up a home run to Jermaine Dye in the 9th. He ended up going 19 innings.
Look at the National League starters as Baldwin draws a 1-out walk. Albies, his teammate, will start at second base. And Juan Soto of the Mets, one of the starting outfielders for the NL. Speaking of Albies, here he is. Popped up. Shallow left, and it's Soto, fellow All-Star, who makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. So you were behind the plate for 299 pitches in that 19-inning game. So you blame Papelbon, huh?
Yes, I see Pap all the time. I tease him about it. If he wouldn't have given up that home run, I might have actually gotten at bat in that All-Star game. But it's fine. It's fine, Pap. We still love you.
2 away. Here's Olsen. Remember we saw that graphic earlier that his consecutive game streak, now at 869, started on May 2nd, 2021. He was playing for Oakland. Guess who the A's starting pitcher was that day?
Sean Manaea.
Yes.
Good note.
Now facing his ex-mate. Fouls it off back behind third.
Think Sean Manaea knows that? You think Sean Manaea knows that he was on the mound when Matt Olson's streak started?
That's a good question. Now he might. Somebody might tell him.
Somebody might tell him now, yes.
1-2. Come out.
Baldwin, the runner on first, 2 outs. Bottom of the third here in Atlanta. Eli White with a solo shot off Manaea in the second to give the Braves the lead. Manaea missing away now, 2-2. From Manaea, also with a base hit into right field. Baldwin to second. So the Braves now with 2 on, 2 out for Austin Riley.
Good piece of hitting here by Olsen. 2 strikes, gets back to even count, gets a fastball, and just gets the head out. Stings this ball to right field, and here's Austin Riley. The Braves got to get Austin Riley going somehow. Some way. He's too good of a player, too good of a hitter to be having the type of season that he is.
Riley fly to left in the second inning. Baldwin now at second. Olson takes his lead off first. And I am missing away ball one. Coming up shortly, much of our audience will be taken to Wrigley Field for the Cardinals and the Cubs. They have been delayed by rain. We'll get started momentarily. Riley just 2 for his last 15. 2 on, 2 out. Geldof back behind third. So the count now 1-2.
This is a guy you would think Austin Riley would do really well, and he has came into this game 3 for 6 off Minaya. Not overpowering. He struggled with heaters this year. Ball's coming into him with that little sweeper. I'd love to see Austin Riley stay right to right center. That's where his real power is, Kenny, but this year for some reason he hasn't been able to lock in. And then you see Minaya, what's he do? Heaters in to keep him from trying to hang out over the plate. That's the battle as a pitcher and a hitter. Oh man, I want to go to right center, but he's going to throw me fastballs in. Can I stay in my plan, in my program?
That hit him. Second brave hit by Minaya over the first 3 innings. So Atlanta has loaded the bases.
A little sweeper here that just nicks his elbow pad. Look at that. The best hit by pitch ever right there, Kenny. Barely nicks him.
With the bases loaded, Michael Harris will step to the plate. Kenny Albert, A.J. Brzezinski from Truist Park in Atlanta. Baldwin, Olson, Riley, the base runners. Harris grounded to second, his first time up tonight. First pitch from Minaya, in for a called strike. Harris had the only hit for the Braves last night that did not leave the ballpark. 5 hits, 4 home runs.
The homer last night for Michael Harris, dead center, hit it in the pool. Well, it's not really a pool out there, it's more of a waterfall, Kenny, but dead center, that's a long way. Michael Harris has had a nice year.
1 of 4 home runs for the Braves last night. 1 of 2 hits for Harris.
And there's always snubs in the All-Star team and always guys that get in after the teams are announced. Michael Harris should be on that short list to get in at some point. With his defense and his offense this year, he should be on that list.
1-2.
5 of his teammates selected. Now the 1-2 from Minaya. And Harris with a base hit to right field. The Braves now lead 2-0.
Little sweeper that doesn't do much. Michael Harris gets the head out, hits his ball almost too hard. With Matt Olson on second, he's not able to score. Tommy Watkins holds him up. There's also a reason he holds him up. Eli White against Sean Minaya. Hit the homer earlier this year. What is he, 3 for 3? 2 solo homers and an RBI double his last 3 at-bats off Minaya. That's kind of some ownage there, Kenny.
And now he will face Minaya with the bases loaded. in this third inning. 2 singles, a walk, and a hit batsman. So here's White. His last 2 home runs have come against Manaea. One at Citi Field in mid-June, and the other in the last inning. White pops it up. Shallow center, and it's off the glove of Taylor. Mets have had their issues in the field as of late, and it continues here tonight.
First of all, this is Taylor's ball if he calls it. Lindor calls him off right there. I got it. Taylor then overrules him because he's a center fielder coming in. Lindor does everything he can to get out of the way. Unfortunately for the New York Mets, hits off Taylor's glove, and not 1, not 2, Kenny, but 3 runs score on this play.
The Atlanta lead is now 5-0.
Hit or an error, Kenny? I'm waiting for the ruling.
He gave him a hit.
Wow. And 3 RBIs, by the way.
So White has driven in 4 of the 5 Atlanta runs.
First of all, credit to Michael Harris. He's not going there, and then all of a sudden he turns it on. Right about here. He turns it on and scores on this play in shallow center field from first base. What a double. And listen, Lindor did everything right. You go for the ball until someone calls you off. Taylor in center field thought he could get it. That's why he called Lindor off. And unfortunately for the Mets, it hits off his glove, and Andy Green's thinking, we got to get better at defense.
Two to Bart, fouls it off to the right side. Bart got a piece of it, stay alive. We mentioned the walk and the hit batsman earlier in the inning. And then some tough luck for Manaea. Play that should have been made, and then it scored as a base hit.
But he had Matt Olson 0-2. Could have gotten out of the inning. Next thing you know, base hit. Hit by pitch, another base hit, and then the double. Put kind of quotes on that. The double. And now they're giving up 5. He's giving up 4 this inning. Again, here's Lindor calling for it. He stops. He tries to clear. He does everything right. You cannot blame Francisco Lindor for that. Taylor just needs to make that play as a center fielder. Yes, he's trying to avoid Lindor. But again, Lindor did everything right.
Two from Manaea. Missing away. The count is full. Ninth pitch of the at-bat to Bart. There will be a 10th. Manaea now up to 70 pitches, not yet out of the third inning. Here's pitch number 10 to Joey Bart. Another foul. Bart, a Georgia native, played collegiately at Georgia Tech. Second overall pick back in 2018 by the Giants. Began this season with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bart has fouled off 6 pitches during this at bat.
And Bart had the unenviable task of having tried to replace Buster Posey in San Francisco.
Another foul, number 7.
What did they always say? You don't want to be the guy that replaces the guy. You
want to be the next guy.
The next guy, right? And Joey Bart had to try to replace Buster Posey, and he had all the pressure being the second overall pick and all that comes with that. But he went to Pittsburgh, and he's done a nice job. He did a nice job in Pittsburgh. Now here he is in Atlanta.
Manaea wins the battle, but the Braves score 4 in the inning. As we head to the 4th in Atlanta, 5-0 Braves. Baseball's biggest stars are headed to Philadelphia for the All-Star Game. The game's best take center stage in the Midsummer Classic. That's the action July 14th. Right here on Fox from Philadelphia.
You know what would have been cool? It couldn't happen with the schedule, though, Kenny. They could have played the All-Star Game tonight in Philadelphia. That would have been, I know it would have been a scheduling nightmare for Major League Baseball, but I think that would have been pretty awesome. World Cup game that was there earlier, and then go roll right into the All-Star Game on the 250th anniversary of America becoming America.
Well, our Chris Myers and Dontrell Willis were there for the All-Star Selection Show. Lindor with a base hit into left center. Second hit of the game for the New York Mets. AJ, look at the American League starters.
It's a pretty good lineup there. Mike Trout earning his way back to the All-Star game. Aaron Judge is injured right now, but Shea Langoliers and Yordan Alvarez are having great years. Bobby Witt, MVP candidate. Junior Caminero, he hits a home run every game, Kenny.
He's headed to Philly.
And doing the Derby.
Speaking of the home run derby, Juan Soto won it back in 2022.
And they've got new rules this year again. They went to amount of pitches now instead of the timer.
Soto singled back in the first inning. Was erased on a double play. Only his second career hit in 12 at-bats against Chris Sale. Sale now pitching with a 5-0 lead. To reference the lack of run support. He's lost his last 3 decisions, but allowed only 6 runs in those 3 starts.
Yeah, if Chris Sale gets, 3 runs of support or more, he's 8-0. And if he he's 0-6 with 2 runs or less of support. Just score them 3, boys. They got 5 on the board right now. So if you're a Braves fan, you're feeling pretty good at where you're sitting.
Well, he's allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in 13 of his 15 starts. Lindor takes his lead off first. The 1-1 to Soto. Now 1-2.
After seeing 2 breaking balls in a row to Soto, Chris Sale says, watch this one, 98, and he blows doors off. Juan Soto, he's late. See, if you're a pitcher and a catcher, you're thinking he's definitely looking breaking ball here. Let's try another heater. And they did, and he just missed at 99. I'd throw another one. Juan Soto, he kind of got fooled on the second breaking ball that Chris Sale threw. So in his mind, he's thinking, oh, Sale's going to throw me another breaking ball. I look foolish on that one. I'm Joey Bart and Chris Sale. I'm rearing back and going 99 again.
2-2 from Sale. off the glove of Albies. Braves were looking to turn their third double play in 4 innings, but instead the Mets with 2 on, nobody out.
And he did it, and he jammed him, and that, I guarantee if you ask Ozzie Albies, this should have been a double play, but there it is. He throws the sinker in. He gets in on Juan Soto. See, the problem is Albies has either got to back up and get a bigger hop or come in and try and get a short hop. He stops his feet and gets in between hop. That ball eats him up. They gave that one an error.
They did. So the Mets threatening here in the 4th with Bichette at the plate. Grounded into a double play back in the 1st inning. Get off to the slow start. Has been much better over the last month.
He has. He looks like the Bo Bichette in Toronto that we saw. He's got almost an 850 OPS since the middle of May. It takes guys time, Kenny. When you switch teams for the first time, basically in your life, he was drafted by the Blue Jays, developed by the Blue Jays, went to the World Series, came within inches of winning the World Series with the Blue Jays. Oh, by the way, you're going to sign a huge contract, go to a new team, and it's in New York. A team with huge expectations. It takes you some time. At the end of the year, Bo Bichette's numbers are going to be fine.
Spent 7 seasons in Toronto, 2-time All-Star. Had 2 hits in last night's game. Lindor and Soto, the base runners. 1-2 from Sale, and Bichette flies out to Harris in center. That's out number 1. So with 1 away, here's Mark Vientos, struck out in the 2nd inning. Vientos now 0 for his last 15. Braves with a run in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd. After a 5-3 victory last night, leading the Mets 5-0. Vientos shoots this one into right center. Into the glove of White. Now 2 away. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, scan the QR code or go to playball.org. Follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Kenny, how do you know pitchers are special, players are special? They perform in the highest pressure, right? Chris Sale this year with runners in scoring position, teams are hitting well under 200 against him, so he ratchets it up, his velocity and his intensity with guys in scoring position here. 5-0 lead. Mets get the first 2 guys on. He gets 2 weak fly balls. He's got a chance to get out of this inning with no damage. Pick up his teammates.
Just like you taught him.
Mark Burley.
0-2 on Wagaman.
I was very fortunate to have Chris Sale have a locker next to me in 2012. I got to know him very well. But Mark Burley did a lot of things, and one of the things he taught him is when you get 5-run lead, you go 78-0.
There you go. Here's the 0-2 from Sale.
I'd like to know most pitchers' records with a 5-run lead. They should be pretty good.
You would think. Wagaman walked his first time up. 1-2 from Sale. Backhanded by Olsen. Takes it to the bag. The Mets had 2 on, nobody out, and they strand those 2 base runners here in the 4th. Welcome back. No runs, 2 hits for the Mets. Braves 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. As Jorge Mateo leads off against Sean Manaea, who threw 38 pitches in the bottom of the 3rd inning when the Braves scored 4 runs.
not helped by his defense, but also didn't help himself. Hit by pitch or walk. And then a couple hits by the Braves. Next thing you know, it's 5-0.
Mateo struck out his first time up. Now 0 for his last 8. You got to look at Taylor in center, who was unable to make that play that led to 3 Braves runs. Lindor fires across to retire Mateo. Well, AJ, it was 41 years ago tonight. The Rick Camp game, one of the wildest games in baseball history. 19 innings at Fulton County Stadium here in Atlanta. A 16-13 Mets win. 2 rain delays. Game started around 9 Eastern. Took over 6 hours. Ended at 3:55 a.m. as Dubon takes ball 1 from Minaya. It was 8-8 at the end of 9. Both teams scored 2 runs in the 13th. Both scored a run in the 18th. Mets scored 5 in the top of the 19th. They combined 29 runs on 46 hits. And AJ, you think you were at the game?
I'm 90
as an 8-year-old
sure, because we used to come, my family and I, when I was a kid, Braves were the closest team. There was no Braves and there was no Marlins in Florida. And we would come up every year for the 4th of July to a Braves game. So I had to have been at this game. And I think, Kenny, I'm not 100% sure, but we did drive up one time and my parents forgot our luggage. So we got all the way to Atlanta from Orlando and had no luggage in our car. So we had to go to the Kmart and buy clothes for the weekend or the days we were here. And I was here for 4th of July for years. So I had to have been at the game. Now, I can't say that I stayed for the whole thing because I was, 8 years old? So I don't think my parents were that cruel to make me stay till 4 in the morning. I didn't even know there was a 4 in the morning at that time, but
at that time,
yes. But I'm fairly certain I was at that game, as crazy as it seems.
If he hits a home run to tie this game will be certified as absolutely the nuttiest in the history of baseball.
And he is at the deep left. It is gone. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. Rick Camp.
So great to hear the call from the late John Sterling as Dubon goes deep. He pulls a Rick Camp on the 4th of July, although that was Camp's only career home run.
You brought up home runs twice now, Kenny, and the hitters have obliged you with home runs right after, but this ball just did not hook at all. Dubon, I think, thought this was going to hook. It did not.
It's the 9th of the season for Dubon. Now 6-0 Atlanta.
I think that was a changeup. That's just high. Dubon clips it out front, and it just stays fair the whole time. He's not sure. It just sneaks inside the left field wall. That clip we showed of the Rick Camp homer, there's so many crazy things in that video. From the home run that he hits to the left fielder, whoever the left fielder was on the Mets that throws his hands up in the air, and then Chief Nakahoma running to meet Rick Camp at home plate, the old mascot of the Braves. He used to have a teepee out in left field. When the Braves would hit a home run, he would come out of his teepee. There was so many nuts things in that video.
Camp went deep on an 0-2 pitch. Braves were down to their final strike. He sent the game to the 19th inning. And the call from Braves announcer at the time, John Sterling, who passed away a couple of months ago, a longtime voice of the New York Yankees, who was born on the 4th of July. Here's Beatty, the first to retire Baldwin. A lot of craziness that night. Keith Hernandez of the Mets hit for the cycle. Game ended at 3:55 a.m. and the Braves proceeded after Camp struck out to end the game. They had nobody left on the bench, so Camp had a bat for himself once again. They proceeded at 4 in the morning with the post-game fireworks, and many of the residents around the neighborhood were not very happy.
I'm sure they were not. That was a crazy game. 4 a.m.
Albee shoots this one into right. That made by Benj to end the inning. It was Rick Camp 41 years ago here in Atlanta. Mauricio Dubon goes deep here tonight. Six 0 lead for the Atlanta Braves as Francisco Alvarez fouls off the first pitch from Chris Sale here in the top of the 5th inning.
Come on.
He's sailing along. 6-0 lead.
Too easy for you.
Has allowed only 2 hits. Soto in the first. Lindor in the fourth. Alvarez grounded into a double play his first time up. Second of 4 between the Braves and Mets here in Atlanta. Alvarez down on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Sale. Some memorable moments. We talked about the Rick Camp game, 19 innings, Mets and Braves in '85 on the 4th of July. Dave Righetti with the Yankees, no-hitter. In '83, Nolan Ryan, career strikeout number 3,000 in 1980. 20 years prior to that, home run number 300, Mickey Mantle. And in 1939, the luckiest man on the face of the earth speech on Lou Gehrig Appreciation Day in the Bronx. He played his final game in late April of 1939, was honored on the 4th of July, and delivered the iconic speech to a sold-out crowd at Yankee Stadium. Benj grounded out to the first baseman Olsen, his first time up.
1-2.
One-two to Benj. Sale missing high.
Benj has had success this year against left-handed pitching, but he hasn't faced too many guys like Chris Sale. It is a different angle. It is a different at-bat than what you see from most left-handed pitchers. You can take as many at-bats as you want off the trajectory machine and try to simulate the angle that Chris Sale throws from. Until you step into that batter's box, it's a different animal.
We asked Andy Green about 2 Mets youngsters, Benj and A.J. Ewing, and he's been very happy with what he has seen from both. Mentioned Ewing out of the lineup tonight, the left-hander against Chris Sale.
He basically said, yeah, I don't think he's ready for that.
Right.
Because it is not a fun at bat. It's facing Randy Johnson.
Here's Sale waiting for it. We take you back to July 4th, 1939.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Lou Gehrig Appreciation Day at Yankee Stadium. On this date in 1939. We're 2 away. Tyrone Taylor at the plate.
By the way, the organist here in Atlanta just played Here Comes the Bride for Mr. Taylor. It was a pretty famous wedding yesterday in New York. Kenny, you probably were invited, but you had to come here instead.
You know I needed to be here with you.
And also, Kenny, big weekend for the Albert family, right? Your daughter got engaged on Thursday?
She did. Day before the big wedding.
Wow. Now you're going to have a wedding at MSG.
Couple of big. You're not the first person to suggest that. A couple of big events in New York over the last couple of days.
One, two.
And the Knicks won the NBA championship for the first time since what, 73?
73.
A lot of New York. I was walking around the Battery today. A lot of New York Knicks gear.
They face the Hawks in the opening round. Deep left field off the bat of Taylor. Tyrone Taylor goes deep. The Mets are on the board. Taylor's 4th home run of the season. So on cue, AJ, you bring up the organist playing Here Comes the Bride for Tyrone Taylor. And he takes Sale deep.
Happy weekend for a lot of Taylors. This is a heater that Sale just misses out over the middle with. And Tyrone Taylor's ready for it, does not miss it. Nice catch out there in the stands. See, that's one of those ones, if you're Tyrone Taylor, we just showed him in the dugout. He's trying not to smile. He's shaking his head because you're losing 6-1. But at the same time, he just took Chris Sale deep. So do you smile or do you not smile? Because the rest of your team is going, oh, well, we're down 6-1.
Sale had gone 46 innings without allowing a home run. Longest active streak among major league starters. 7th he has allowed this season.
And that will eat up Chris Sale inside. That home run. Especially, what was it, 1-2 count?
Here's the 3-1 to Beatty, fouls it back. Count is full. Door on deck should Beatty reach. Braves lead 6-1, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning here in Atlanta. Remember, it was Taylor who was unable to make the play. Ball deflected off his glove in center, allowing 3 runs to score. Back in the Braves' 3rd. And now he gets 1 back for the Mets.
Good at bat here by Beatty.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat from Sale. Another foul. Pitch number 9 to Beatty. And he will head to first. Draws a 2-out walk.
Heck of an at-bat by Brett Beatty right there. Behind in the count, fouled off a bunch of pitches. Once he got to 3-2, he was actually ahead in the count 3-1. Then he got to 3-2, and Sale wanted to dot the outside corner, just yanks it a little bit for ball 4, but tremendous at-bat left on left right there.
Now Lindor 1 for 2, make it 2 for 3 as he singles into left field. Moving Beatty to second.
Well, all of a sudden now, you're one swing away here with Juan Soto, the Mets' best hitter, for making this a game.
A visit from pitching coach Jeremy Hefner. Spent the last 6 years in that same role with the New York Mets. Well, the Stars and Stripes are in the round of 16. The United States and Belgium. Monday, 8 Eastern. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern. With the match at 8 right here on Fox. United States with their first knockout stage win since 2002. What an exciting tournament it has been. Argentina will take on Egypt here at Atlanta on Tuesday in the round of 16, and one of the semifinals will be in Atlanta on the 15th of July.
Even Pete Macheska is excited about the World Cup. That's how much soccer fever, football fever has taken over Fox in the U.S.
United States and Belgium in Seattle on Monday as Soto pops out to the second baseman. Albies, the Mets score a run, but they strand 2 here in the 5th. Tyrone Taylor taking Chris Sale deep. Tyrone Taylor providing the Mets run with his 4th homer this season. And now Matt Olson leads off for the Braves in the bottom of the 5th, leading the Mets 6-1. Olson struck out in the 1st, singled, came around to score in the 3rd. Pitch number 92 from Sean Manaea tonight. In for a called strike, 1-2.
1-2. Come out.
You know, AJ, we were talking about that 19-inning game when you were behind the plate for 299 pitches back in 2006. In the Rick Camp game, Gary Carter was the Mets catcher, went the distance, 305 pitches.
That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. So he beat me.
Not by much.
We were also a little lower scoring the game.
Right, so you actually caught more pitches than he did. When you factor in the amount of hits that the Braves had that night.
We did not give up a home run to a pitcher in that game either.
Olson fouls off the 2-2 pitch from Manaea.
If Matt Olson hits a home run right here, because last night they did this to him, they sang Country Roads and he hit a home run. If he does that again tonight, he's going to have to request every time he comes up, the crowd sings Country Roads.
And a great call from Brandon Gaudin on Braves TV, along with C.J. Nitkowski.
Brandon and I worked together a couple weeks ago in Cincinnati for a Braves game.
His call was, as they play Country Roads, Olson hits it a country mile.
You mentioned, we keep talking about the World Cup, but one of the coolest things, one of the best things that's come out of the World Cup is the fans from other countries coming over here and singing songs like that.
Manaea wins the battle. Olson strikes out for the 2nd time.
Getting into traditions and the people doing things that they didn't realize they could kind of do, Kenny, in America. But the rowing for Norway and the Scots, the Tartan Army taking over Fenway, and Michael Harris doing the thing with Team England the other day where he switched the jerseys.
There's Harris on deck. England played here in Atlanta earlier that day, and then a large number of their fans attended the Braves game. Many of them sitting in the outfield seats behind Michael Harris. And they were singing songs, chanting his name. And then he had some fun with it, exchanging his cap for a jersey. Riley fouls it back, now 2-1.
It's been incredible, though, the fan experience all over Canada, USA, and Mexico.
This is a season high. Pitch number 102 from Sean Manaea. And it's fouled off down the right field line. So the count now 2-2. Andy Green, 8th game as interim manager. Mets have a record of 2-5 since Green replaced Carlos Mendoza. Payoff pitch from Manaea. That's his second consecutive strikeout. So Harris comes to the plate. Here's what took place, AJ, on Wednesday.
This is amazing. This is so cool. Puts the kit on from England. Signs a jersey for the kid.
Great to see stuff like that. The interaction with the fans.
That's what it's all about.
Manaea has struck out Olsen and Riley here in the 5th. 1-1 to Harris, now 1-2.
Well, as awesome as the country roads was for Olsen last night, if Michael Harris punches out here, they're going to tell the Braves fans not to ever do the wave again.
1-2.
AJ not getting out of his chair. Left field off the bat of Harris. It's the first 1-2-3 inning for Sean Manaea tonight. Sean Manaea, 108 pitches through 5 innings. With the Braves leading the Mets 6-1. Bo Bichette leading off for New York. Hey! Bichette 0 for 2 tonight. Sale missing inside, now 1-1. Sale pitching into the 6th has allowed just the 1 run. The Taylor home run. Sale, one of 5 Braves named to the National League All-Star team earlier today. Now a 10-time selection. We chatted with his manager, Walt Weiss. He was amazed because Sale has missed so much time some of those other seasons. This is a fair ball down the right field line. It's a long single for Bichette.
Well, basically what he was saying is if Chris Sale's healthy the first half of the year, he makes the All-Star team. Because if you look at it since 2011, which was his first full year, to now 2026, that's basically 15 full years. He's made the All-Star team 10, and the other 5 he was injured. So if Chris Sale's healthy, he can book his trip to the Midsummer Classic.
Vientos 0 for 2. Struck out, fly to right.
Yep.
Chris Sale with 153 career wins, AJ. He's fourth among active pitchers, trailing only Verlander, Scherzer, and Cole. Some impressive company.
I would think all 4 of them we just showed will be enshrined into Cooperstown one day. Scherzer and Verlander 100% are both in, obviously. I think Garrett Cole and then Chris Sale, with the dominance that he's had in his career, should also be an easy choice.
Maybe a long time before we see another 300-game winner.
1-2.
A long time, like never. The way pitchers are deployed now, wins don't matter, 5 innings doesn't matter. To get to 300 wins now, it's going to take a lot.
You got it. I'm out. Calls the ball, the catcher's count.
Braves have challenged the last pitch.
Calls confirmed. Atlanta has 1 challenge remaining.
Call of ball 2 is confirmed.
Yes.
Saw the retired number, Hall of Famer Tom Glavine, former Met as well, longtime Braves star. And Vientos sends this one to deep left center. It is the Mets' second home run tonight. They pull to within 3. Vientos, with his 11th home run of the season, breaks an 0 for 16 stretch.
Well, fastball up to Vientos. Chris Sale not happy with this location at all. Vientos hits the home run, and the Mets, Kenny, are back in this game. For being down 6-0, it's 6-3, and they are right back in it.
So Sale, who came into this game without having allowed a home run over the last 42 innings, and then the first 4 tonight, has allowed a long ball in back-to-back innings.
Hey! Come out.
Wagaman 0 for 1 with a walk tonight.
That pitch right there, Kenny, is the pitch that Chris Sale has not really been able to land tonight. That's been the slider. He's been pretty effective with his fastball. Yes, his strikeouts have all come on sliders so far, but he has not been able to land that pitch. It's been a lot more deep counts than he's used to.
3-2.
Payoff pitch to Wagaman off the glove of Sale, up the middle for a base hit. Third consecutive hit for the Mets here in the 6th inning. So now Alvarez steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2, grounded into a double play and struck out. Wagaman, the runner on first, had never faced Sale prior to tonight. Has reached base twice in 3 plate appearances, a walk and a base hit.
Chris Sale's starting to talk to himself out there a little bit right now. He's getting a little frustrated. The home run and the single. Now he's 2-0 on Alvarez. If you're Chris Sale, you're just thinking, get me a ground ball. Get me a ground ball. Alvarez hit into a ton of double plays this year. How can I get a ground ball? How can I get a ground ball to get out of this inning?
Come on.
And Walt Weiss is thinking, gosh, he was cruising. What changed?
It's only the 3rd time in 16 starts in which Sale has allowed more than 2 earned runs. Dylan Lee up in the Braves' pen. Still no outs, top of the 6th. Mets with a 2-run home run from Vientos. Wagaman takes his lead off first. 2-2 to Alvarez, fouls it back to the screen.
The Mets have put together really long at bats the last couple of innings. That's why you see the pitch count at 93 for Sale. You see some frustration. Maybe it's just wearing on him a little bit.
Sale now up to 94 pitches. Eighth pitch of the at bat to Alvarez. Another foul.
Well, remember Beatty's at bat last inning, right? Was it 10 or 11 pitches? And now here Alvarez is having another long at bat after the home runs, after the singles. This is how you wear down a starting pitcher.
Yet another foul.
And Sale is trying everything in his power. He's at 98. He's saying, I've thrown sliders, I've thrown changeups. I'm rearing back, giving him my best fastball. How am I going to get Alvarez out?
Tenth pitch of the at bat. Full count.
Good pitch, good take, good call by Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire, just off the plate.
Payoff pitch from Sale.
I got a hit and miss.
Alvarez hit by the pitch, would have been ball 4. Had it, missed him. So 4 consecutive base runners here in the 6th inning for the New York Mets.
Yeah, just clips him on the back elbow. Braves are hoping maybe they would get an appeal that Alvarez swung. He clearly did not. And again, Mets are in this game.
That will be all for Chris Sale. He's thrown 51 pitches of his 98 over the last 2 innings. Leads with a 6-3 lead. Vientos with a 2-run shot here in the 6th. Dylan Lee, the left-hander out of the Braves' pen. The Mets chase Chris Sale. here in the 6th inning. Still nobody out. Runners on first and second with Carson Benj at the plate.
Well, Dylan Lee has been great for the Braves this year. 4-0, 164. Fastball, slider mainly. Just mixing a changeup, but he has been really good since about end of May.
He strikes out Benj on 3 pitches. Sale watching from the dugout. Allowed 7 hits in 5+ innings, 3 runs, responsible for the 2 base runners. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Well, I think if you ask Chris Sale, he's going to say, not my best stuff. You notice from only the 3 strikeouts, the 2 home runs. He really couldn't put guys away tonight like Chris Sale normally does. And again, as the innings went by, the at-bats got better and better for the Mets, and they got longer and longer.
Tyrone Taylor at the plate, went deep back in the 5th inning after the Braves had taken a 6-0 lead. Taylor with the miscue in the field. Ball deflecting off his glove. That led to 3 Atlanta runs. It was ruled a base hit, not an error. Called strike 3. Second strikeout for Lee on 6 pitches.
High slider, doesn't do a whole lot, just stays up there and catches the top of the strike zone. Really tough pitch to pull the trigger on. It looks like a ball the whole way, and it breaks right back into that top outside quadrant.
Beatty takes strike 1. Beatty struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 5th. 2 on, now 2 out. Braves had a 6-0 lead. Mets have scored 3 runs over the last 2 innings. All via the long ball.
2-1.
Now 2-2 on Beatty. The 2-2 from Lee. So Dylan Lee on a relief of Sale strikes out all 3 batters he faced on 11 pitches. Benj, Taylor, Beatty. Welcome back to Atlanta. Baseball Night in America on Fox. Mets have cut the Braves lead to 6-3. The right-hander Austin Warren makes his 25th appearance out of the Mets pen, facing a pinch hitter, Mike Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski batting for Eli White.
Austin Warren's been great. A lot of sweepers from him, almost 50% sweepers. And Yastrzemski coming in to hit for the hottest hitter on the Braves tonight, Kenny.
4 runs batted in for White.
Yes, but Sean Manaea is not in the game anymore.
Manaea allowing 6 runs on 6 hits in 5 innings. Bottom of the order for the Braves here in the 6th, leading by 3. Both teams have gone to their pen. Dylan Lee on a relief of Chris Sale, striking out all 3 batters he faced in the top of the 6th. Mets bullpen has been a positive this year. We spoke with interim manager Andy Green. He talked about the consistency. Mets bullpen with the 4th best ERA in all of baseball. They're second in strikeouts among relievers.
Luke Weaver's been on quite a roll for them in the back end. Devin Williams, even though the ERA hasn't been great, he said has been fantastic for him.
Call the ball, the catch was challenging. Ball's confirmed. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
I think the umpires after that are like, I told you so. And then when the catcher gets one changed, he says, I told you so.
Unsuccessful challenge by the Mets. And now the payoff pitch from Warren to Yastrzemski, missing away, ball 4. Leadoff man on for the Braves here in the 6th. Our sleeper pick, sponsored by Mattress Firm.
The Braves have been in first place pretty much the entire year. The Phillies are making a run at them. They're getting healthy, though. The White Sox won tonight. They beat the Guardians. They are tied for first in the AL Central. And the Rays and Junior Caminero, they win every night, and Junior hits a home run every night. It has been amazing how much in the last 9 games they've gained or put distance between themselves and the New York Yankees.
Joey Bart takes a called strike, 0-1. Yastrzemski the runner on first, and Bart lifts this one to deep center field off the wall. Yastrzemski around third. He's heading home. Go to the plate, off the mark, and the Braves now lead 7-3. Bart with his 10th run batted in of the season.
High slider, high sweeper. Joey Bart does not miss this. This ball just misses being a home run, and Yastrzemski with the great base running scores from first. As soon as you see the outfielders back, he's going. The ball hits the wall, and despite a good relay from the Mets, good strong throw by Lindor, Yastrzemski scores fairly easily, and the Braves have a 7-3 lead again.
Now Mateo lays down the bunt. And Vientos unable to handle the throw from Warren.
Braves trying to add on, put pressure on the Mets defense. Austin Warren tries, does not get the ball in the air, and then tries to throw it from a knee. And he gives Vientos a long hop, but he's not able to handle it.
It's ruled a base hit for Mateo. Bunt single.
He just handed out hits tonight on 4th of July, Kenny.
So the Braves with first and third, still nobody out. There's Dubon, who took Minaya deep back in the 4th inning. Hey! AJ referring to the ball hit by White back in the 3rd.
Could have been given an error, wasn't.
With the bases loaded, off the glove of the center fielder Taylor, ruled a base hit.
And in that play right there, Kenny, a lot of times they give it a sack and then maybe an E, but they just gave it a straight up hit. I guess because Warren dove for it, even though he was nowhere close to it. And And that's where if Adam Wainwright was in the booth with us tonight, I'd tell him that pitchers are not athletes. They should not be diving for balls, and he would argue with me.
Warren missing away now, 1-2. Braves led 6-0. Mets with 3 runs the last 2 innings, and now the Braves have extended their lead. Held off back behind first. Count remains 1-2 on Dubon. Dubon has now reached base in 12 consecutive games with his 4th inning solo shot. On the ground to the right side. Beatty to first. Run scores. Now the Braves now lead 8-3.
Put the ball in play, good things will happen. And Mauricio Dubon with 2 strikes puts the ball in play. Only have 1 play. That's at first base. It's an easy RBI and another easy run for the Braves.
Second run batted in for Dubon tonight. So their lead is back up to 5. Drake Baldwin 0 for 2 with a walk. Learned prior to the game that he will be the starting catcher for the National League in the All-Star game in Philadelphia. Here's Beatty once again. Baldwin is retired. And Mateo moves to third. So a 2 away. Here's Ozzie Albies. Doubled in the first inning. He's 1 for 3. Hey! Nothing in 2. There's Mateo, takes his lead off third. 2 runs in the inning for Atlanta. Oh-2 from Warren, a chopper. Beatty charging. Makes the play to end the inning. 3rd consecutive ground ball to the Mets second baseman. Braves with a pair. Lead the Mets 8-3. We head to the 7th. Right-hander J.R. Ritchie, recalled earlier today by the Braves, will make his 9th appearance this season.
What did Walt Weiss tell us before the game? This is going to be a bulk guy for him. He's hoping J.R. Ritchie can give him the rest of this game possibly to try to save some of the rest of the bullpen arms for the Braves. And J.R. Ritchie, one of the top prospects for the Braves, their 2nd-ranked prospect, and he's got a great arm.
Mike Yastrzemski remains in the game in right field. Ball 1 to Francisco Lindor. Who had 2 hits off Chris Sale.
And I got him. Right here.
And Lindor, hit by the pitch, will head down to first. Lindor continuing his excellent career at bats against Sale. Came into this game with the highest batting average among active players. 2 more hits tonight. Raised his jersey.
Well, exactly what the Mets wanted. Base runners. They need base runners. They're down 5. Get some guys on base. Try to run into a couple homers.
There's Soto. He takes ball one. 1 for 3, singled in the first, reached on an error in the fourth. Lindor takes his lead off first. 1-1 from Richie. Swing and a miss by Soto. Now 1-2.
1-2. Come out.
Something interesting about when I watch Juan Soto hit, Kenny, is, and I've heard people talk about this, he knows a lot of the percentages, how many percentages pitchers throw when they throw strikes. He'll take pitches sometimes because he's looking, he's expecting him to throw a ball. And it's one of the few people I've ever heard that hit like that. Now, a lot of hitters will look at percentages of pitches that they throw, but not how often they throw them for strikes. So he knows 2-2, J.R. Ritchie throws whatever percent of strikes. And then, like right here, he knows what J.R. Ritchie does 3-2. So he decides to swing or not swing off those percentages.
Here's the payoff pitch. Soto does swing. And he strikes out. So Ritchie wins the battle.
Good curveball. Really good curveball here by Ritchie. See Juan Soto way out in front. He's thinking he's a rookie. He's not only in his second relief appearance ever. He's not going to throw anything but a fastball, and he throws him a perfect curveball.
One away. Here's Bichette. 1 for 3, singled his last time up. 6-4. No throw. So Bichette on at first, now 2 away. The MLB app has you covered all season long. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Here's Vientos, hit a 2-run shot his last time up. Had been 0 for his previous 16. Took sail deep in the 6th inning. Bichette the runner on first, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning, Braves lead by 5.
Hey!
Jared Young has come out into the on-deck circle. To bat for Wagaman should Vientos reach. One from Ritchie. Missing low and away, ball 2.
Go on.
Chris Sale pitched into the 6th. Dylan Lee struck out all 3 batters he faced in the 6th. And now it's J.R. Ritchie here in the 7th. Strike 2.
J.R. Ritchie just continues to be able to just drop in that curveball anytime he wants to strike. And he got Juan Soto with it, and now here Vientos behind in the count just drops in that little curveball to steal a strike.
Full count, Vientos at the plate. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Called strike 3 to end the inning.
Calls a strike about his challenge.
A challenge from Mark Vientos. It is strike 3. To public address announcer Kevin Krause.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Atlanta Braves invite all of our guests to please rise and sing along as we celebrate America's freedom with the singing of God Bless America, performed by Air Force C-130 Navigator, Captain Kristen Grissinger.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in the solemn prayer.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Back in Atlanta on the 4th of July, America 250. Our game summary. Chris Sale allowing 3 earned runs in 5 innings. 4 runs batted in for Eli White. An 8-3 Braves lead. Austin Warren working his 2nd inning of relief. It's a fair ball taken to the bag by Vientos to retire Olsen, 1 away.
These are the at-bats here if you're Austin Riley. You do something. You say, I'm going to hit a ground ball to short, or I'm going to hit a ground ball to the second baseman, just to try something different. Change your mindset instead of saying, I've got to get a hit, I've got to get a hit. Maybe if you make a little adjustment, you'll get that hit that'll get you going.
One to Riley. Now 1-2.
1-2.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Braves took a 6-0 lead. They scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning. Mets cut it to 6-3. Braves added 2 in the 6th.
Watching Austin Riley from up here, it's a different perspective. He's got a lot of his body going towards the shortstop, third base, instead of kind of directly at the pitcher, Kenny, which means you usually are opening up, have a hard time on balls away.
Center field off the bat of Riley. Taylor makes the catch for out number 2. Team leaders sponsored by USAA. How about the Marlins during the month of June?
The hottest team in baseball, the Marlins. People would not have thought that. Marlins are in in a playoff push right now. The Dodgers, obviously, the Phillies, who are trying to catch the Braves. The Brewers seem to win every game, and the Cubs, and Dansby Swanson, who's the hottest guy in the world right now. Those are the teams. A lot of National League teams. I don't really see any American League teams on that list, Kenny. Where is the American League this year?
Rain falling here in Atlanta. Well, coming into play today, AJ, 4 50-win teams, 3 of them from the National League. Dodgers, Brewers, and Braves. 0-2 to Harris. Base hit center field. How about Don Mattingly and the Philadelphia Phillies?
Listen, Don Mattingly took over. It's not fair to blame this on Rob Thompson because the Phillies were really good the last few years under Rob Thompson. So they got hot. They started hitting. They obviously started pitching better. They got off to a terrible start. Dave Dombrowski decided to make this move. And the Phillies are right on these Braves' heels. For as great of a start as the Braves had, the Phillies are right on their heels. The Braves know that they're there, and they know that they're going to keep coming. So it's going to be a good race in this National League East. Most people would have thought the Mets would be involved, but actually the Marlins and the Nationals are the teams that are right there.
Phillies with a 6-1 lead over the Royals in the top of the 9th. Walt Weiss and the Braves. 3-game lead over Philadelphia in the National League East.
I tell you what, you could have won a lot of money if you would have said at 90 games the Nationals would be over 500 and have a better record than the Mets.
The 1-2 to Yastrzemski. Throw down to first. Harris a bit slow to get back up on his feet. Harris back in.
Now they're just picking on poor Michael Harris over there. Yep. Alvarez almost got him. Now Warren's trying his shot at him.
Payoff pitch to Yastrzemski, and he drills this one. No doubt about it. Mike Yastrzemski goes deep. A 2-run shot. Extending the Braves lead to 10-3.
This was an absolute bomb. Little 2-seamer, center cut. Yastrzemski knows it right away. Everyone knew it right away. It had a different sound on that ball. Off the chop house out there, off the top of the chop house.
That's 6 runs batted in, AJ, for the 7th spot in the Braves order tonight.
Yeah, you want to hit the 7th spot in the Braves order. That's 2 home runs, all reach base all 4 times. How many? 6 RBIs?
Another hit batsman.
And Joey Bart's been hit twice tonight.
We've got 5 hit batsmen in this game. Yeah, White drove in 4, and then Yastrzemski pinch hit for him in the 6th. Adds 2 more runs batted in from the 7 hole.
That spot's 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, a double, and a walk. You're gonna have to give me the OPS on that, Kenny, pretty quickly here.
Ben Bowman, Mark Seguro crunching the numbers. Hopefully one of them can pass it along.
I think Ben Bowman's crunching his Cracker Jacks. He's on his 3rd bag right now, I think.
Following the pregame hot dog.
He's trying to work off the pounds because his elevator in the hotel, his hotel was broken.
That's right. First a long walk to the hotel last night. Today no elevator.
The best part about Ben is he didn't complain one single bit.
No, not once. Here's the 0-1 to Mateo.
Oh.
Speaking of, now 1-2 on Mateo. Sellout crowd, 40,168 here at Truist Park, and they're sticking around for post-game fireworks. Hopefully not at 4 a.m., as was the case on what was then July 5th, 1985.
I remember, Kenny, one time we were in A-ball in Florida State League in Fort Myers, and they had fireworks. We had a big crowd back then, and the Florida State League was about 6,000 people. We stopped the game mid-game so they could light the fireworks because there was a chance of rain. So we paused the game in like the 6th inning.
Fireworks are much more important than the game.
All the players were on the field. They shot off all the fireworks. The crowd left, and we finished the game. It never rained.
Called strike 3. And that ends the inning.
The batter challenging to call strike.
Not yet. Another challenge.
Calls confirmed. Atlanta's out of challenges.
It is strike 3. Braves had 2 on the Yastrzemski home run. We head to the 8th in Atlanta on the 4th of July. Braves now lead the Mets 10-3. Eighth in Atlanta with the Braves leading the Mets 10-3. A.J. Ewing pinch hitting for Eric Wagaman. Interim manager Andy Green, we asked him about Ewing. Very pleased with what he has seen so far. He said he plays the right way. And Ewing pinch hitting to deep left field. And it's Dubon on the warning track. Shake it up after he made the play. Or at least appeared to. Let's see.
He caught it.
Yep, he held on to it. Ewing wasn't sure. He started towards the Mets dugout and then went back towards second base.
That was almost a scene from The Natural. There was a lightning bolt, and then about 4 seconds later, Ewing hit that ball that he thought could be a home run.
So 1 away, here's Alvarez. Fouls off the first pitch from J.R. Ritchie. Alvarez with a towering pop-up, foul territory. 2 away. How about what the organist is playing now?
What was it?
Johnny Carson theme music for Carson Bench.
That was before my time, Kenny. Sorry.
We're even. You picked up on the wedding song for Tyrone Taylor.
Yep. Yeah, but I don't know the Carson theme song. I wasn't around when Ed McMahon was handing out the things at people's door for whatever that was.
Is that Publishers Clearinghouse?
Is that what it was called?
All right, now we have another Taylor Swift song for Tyrone Taylor. You know this one?
Is it Bad Blood? I don't know Taylor Swift that well. I'm sorry.
I don't know how I know this, but I think it's Shake It Up.
There you go.
I do have 2 daughters. Shake It Off. I was close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys in the truck are a little younger than us.
You got the artist right.
I got the first 2 words out of 3. The shake part's the most important. How much research do you think the organist did heading into this series? Taking a look at the Mets lineup.
Yeah, I like it though. It's hard to beat a good organist. It really is. If they know their stuff and they can play songs. And
I was impressed with the Johnny Carson Tonight Show theme song.
I was
Carson
impressed.
Bench.
I was impressed that you knew that.
Taylor draws a 2-out walk.
Now you got me listening. Batman for Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty.
Yeah.
Spelled B-A-T-Y, pronounced Beatty. As a player, are you paying attention to that at all? Do you think these Mets heading up to the plate realize what's going on from the organist Matthew Kaminsky?
Good Polish name there. No. But I remember when I was playing and we'd go to Wrigley or somewhere and they'd have an organist, or even in the White Sox when the great Nancy Faust would play, I'd always pay attention to the songs that they would play, and there was always a little twist to everything.
Beatty with a base hit into right field. So the Mets have loaded the bases here in the 8th. Well, the ultimate goal of an MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. Visit MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps, and you can listen to the organists from all around Major League Baseball and what they might have up their sleeve.
But not every team has an organist. Am I wrong in that?
I'm not sure if all 30 do. So here's Lindor with the bases loaded. 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Lindor with 2 hits today off Chris Sale. Hit by a pitch his last time up.
I think Lindor thinks this ball might have nicked him. He's asking for maybe a review. Mets are checking it real quick.
He was ready to get 5 pitches last time up.
Now, if he kicks Joey Bart's glove, is that catcher's interference? I don't know. Does it have to be the bat to be catcher's interference?
I'm sure if you were behind the plate, you would want it to be called.
No, because I would be the catcher.
Right. If you were,
I would not want it to be called because then I'd get an error.
Called, right.
I tried not to get those, Kenny, when I was catching.
Some more lightning here in Atlanta. 3-1 to Lindor. Called strike, and the count is full. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Braves leading by 7. Here's the payoff pitch from Ritchie. A swing and a miss by Lindor. So the Mets strand 3 in the 8th. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Geico. It feels good to Geico. Welcome back to Name That Tune.
Yes.
Baseball Night in America from Atlanta. Third pitcher of the night for the Mets, the right-hander Joey Gerber, facing Mauricio Dubon, who has driven in a couple of runs. Homer back in the 4th inning. Three home runs for the Braves tonight. Eli White, a solo shot on the 2nd. Dubon, a solo homer in the 4th. And Mike Yastrzemski, 2-run homer in the 7th. Mets have gone deep twice. Tyrone Taylor and Mark Vientos. Leadoff walk issued by Gerber here in the 8th. These teams have an early start tomorrow, 12:30.
They do, and then they have the odd wraparound series on Monday with the night game. I know the Braves travel to Pittsburgh. They weren't exactly excited about the schedule. Not sure where the Mets go.
Mets at home will host the Royals for 3.
That's not doing yourself or the other team any favors by having that 7 o'clock start on a Monday and then a travel day.
Baldwin 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Came around to score back in the 3rd. Braves scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning, including the bases clearing double off the bat of White. Glanced off the glove of the Mets center fielder Tyrone Taylor. Braves won last night's game 5-3. Strike called and the count is full. They have a 10-3 advantage here tonight, bottom of the 8th inning. Payoff pitch from Gerber. And Lindor makes the catch. First out of the inning. Ozzie Albies 1 for 4. He will be the starting second baseman for the National League in the All-Star game on Fox Tuesday, July 14th. One of 5 Braves heading to Philadelphia, including tonight's starter, Chris Sale. To go to Albies. Ball 3. Gerber missing low and inside. Second walk of the inning issued by Gerber. Well, AJ, the 2026 Hall of Fame class, the former Met infielder Jeff Kent, another former Met Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones of the Braves.
There's a theme. A lot of, in this game, Mets and Braves. Another Brave from that famous run they had of all those division titles going into the Hall of Fame with Smoltz and Glavine, Maddox, Chipper Jones, and now Andrew Jones.
Festivities in Cooperstown later this month. Gerber has walked 2 in the inning. Dubon and Albies the base runners. A shot to right. And the catch is made by Benj for out number 2. Strike 1 to Riley. He's 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. And AJ, our former colleague, Joe Buck, will receive the Ford C. Frick Award during Hall of Fame weekend in Cooperstown. Congratulations to Joe.
Well deserved for Joe Buck. When are you up for that, Kenny?
I'll follow you.
Oh, well.
I mean, after you meet the Pope, what else can you possibly do?
You could go in for hockey, basketball, football, baseball.
How much do I owe you for that?
I'm serious. You've done them all.
One-two to Riley. Into the corner and right. It is gone. The 4th home run of the night for the Atlanta Braves. matching their total from the series opener last night.
Like I mentioned before, you never know what can get a guy going. This is a little cutter that stays up. Austin Riley shoots this ball to right field. It gets out of the ballpark in a hurry. And you just never know, Kenny, even though it's 13-3 and the Mets are about to bring in a position player to pitch, maybe that's the swing that gets Austin Riley going for the rest of this year. Because if the Braves are going to hold on to this division lead and go deep in the playoffs, they need that guy hot.
He had been 0 for his last 8, 2 for his last 17. Takes Gerber deep, a 3-run shot. For the New York Mets, facing Michael Harris, with the Braves now leading by 10.
And Austin Riley, that ended a 36-game homerless streak for him, that home run he just hit. So will that be the swing? And now this is never fun if you're a batter.
Harris, right field, off Torrens. The 5th home run for the Braves tonight. Riley and Harris go back-to-back. There's Mike Yastrzemski, who hit a 2-run shot in the 7th. The Braves' bats had gone quiet for about a month as far as home runs were concerned. They've now hit 9 over the last 2 games, and now a base hit to right field off the bat of Yastrzemski.
Well, the Mets pitching has got him hot, and that's impressive. Michael Harris, 48 miles an hour coming in to hit a home run. And that ball, that's like slow pitch softball, Kenny. You're trying to time that thing up, and he gets just enough of it. And then Yastrzemski, who's hitting in the 7th hole all night, continues as that spot in the lineup has reached base 5 times. But this is never fun as a position player pitching, and you're a hitter. Every fan in here expects you to get a hit, and when you don't.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Lindor. So Bart is retired. 2 home runs in the inning. Braves now lead by 11. Austin Riley on the left, Michael Harris on the right. Back-to-back home runs in the 8th inning for Atlanta. 5 on the night for the Braves. As Ronnie Mauricio pinch hits for Juan Soto for the Mets here in the top of the 9th.
Look at those shoes. Those Blooper shoes? Blooper, the mascot for the Braves. They're fuzzy.
Excellent pickup by our crew. Led by producer Pete Macheska, director Brian Biederman, our associate director Chirag Gavaskar, broadcast associate Charlie Taft.
Now the question is that real Blooper hair, or is that not real Blooper hair, and was Blooper injured in the making of those shoes?
So we've gone from name that tune to name those shoes. Jared Young pinch hitting for Bichette. Popped up to the right side. 2 away. Well, we told you at the start to expect wackiness in a July 4th game between these clubs. 5 Atlanta home runs. We've had 5 hit batsmen in the game. And a base hit into center field off the bat of Vientos. 5 home runs for the Braves is their season high. Phillies have won their game, defeating the Royals, so the Braves with a victory will maintain a 3-game lead over Philadelphia. A.J. Ewing batting for the second time. So A.J. on America 250. Barring a miraculous 12-run comeback by the Mets, and they're down to their final out. This will be the 250th win for the Braves over the Mets in Atlanta. How about that?
Can't make these things up in baseball, Kenny. There's always some quirky, wacky stat that you can find, and that's pretty awesome. On the 250th birthday, with all the wacky things we've shown, that it would happen tonight.
I guess once you have a private audience with the Pope, anything is possible.
That's right. Divine intervention. Always believe.
Two 2-1 to Ewing. Richie missing high. Ball 3.
I was told the theme for Dallas just played for Mr. Ewing. Makes sense.
Even though it's AJ and not JR. Count is full. Fans rise here in Atlanta, and they will stay for the post-game fireworks. Ground ball to the second baseman, Albies. And that will do it. Fireworks during the game as the Braves homer 5 times, setting a new season high. And now the post-game fireworks begin.
Well, exactly what the Braves expect when Chris Sale starts. A win, like you mentioned, 5 home runs. A total team dominant effort. Will this be the one that gets a guy like Austin Riley going? Michael Harris with the home run, Yastrzemski with the home run, Eli White with a home run, Mauricio Dubon with the home run, and the Braves got to win, Kenny, to stay in front of this red-hot Philadelphia Philly team.
Maintaining a 3-game edge on the Phillies to the National League East. 4 home runs last night for Atlanta, 5 tonight, as the Mets' very disappointing season continues. They fall to 17 games under the 500 mark. 5 All-Stars for the Braves named prior to the game. 5 home runs. They win it 14-3. More to come from Atlanta after this. Welcome back to Baseball Night in America on Fox. The Atlanta Braves with a 14-3 victory over the New York Mets. Braves with a season-high 5 home runs. Chris Sale earns the victory. Sean Manaea takes the loss. United States and Belgium World Cup action, round of 16. Monday on Fox. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern. United States and Belgium beginning at 8. Fans stay here at Truist Park for the post-game fireworks on the 4th of July, American 250. Braves win it 14-3 over the Mets. For A.J. Pierzynski and our entire crew, I'm Kenny Albert. You're watching Fox, the exclusive home of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game and World Series.